Namaste. We will begin with silence. In silence, we connect with the rishis, connect with Guruji, and seek their blessings for today's session. A minute. You have to close your eyes and sit for a minute silently. I will tell you. Yes, thank you. Come.
Namaste. On behalf of Manasa Foundation, I warmly welcome you all to this sacred gathering, our beloved Guruji's 86th birth anniversary. In today's program, we have talk by Manoj Chopra, followed by an address from Jayant Deshpande sir, who will share his wisdom with us. After sir's talk, we will channel light together. The program will conclude at 12:30 p.m., followed by Prasada. Guruji helped us transcend the artificial divide between material and spiritual life. He taught that there is no separate material life and spiritual life. The distinction is an illusion. In reality, everything is spiritual. Caring for a child is an act of spirituality. Whatever we do, if we do it with sincerity and integrity, it becomes spiritual. Earning money ethically is spiritual. When we embrace this perspective and integrate it into our lives, every challenge transforms into a spiritual challenge. Spirituality is not limited to certain places, specific groups, or ashramas. A common person can practice spirituality in everyday life. In truth, the whole world itself is an ashrama. Guruji's wisdom empowers all of humanity, reminding us that life is truly beautiful. He taught that every moment is a gift from God, and that people cherish their time on earth because of its profound beauty. Out of His love for us, God created this magnificent world. Before coming here, we were with God in a state of perfection, peace, and bliss, surrounded only by love. Yet, there were things here that we did not have there. Take masala dosa for example. Take coffee for example. Take cricket for example. Leaving the lighter side aside, on this earth we have the vast sky, birds, trees, flowers, mountains, rivers, poetry, art, scriptures, and countless wonders. Hearing about these marvels, we became intrigued and chose to descend into this world. Guruji reminded us of this truth, urging us to fully experience life's beauty, for that is the purpose of our journey. However, we often struggle because through our free will we fall into the traps of the Arishadvargas, desires and negative forces that cloud our path. The world we see today is a mirror of our actions and choices. While we may long for a better world, true change begins with our commitment to shaping it. It is our responsibility to contribute to this growth and transformation. Incidentally, among the most powerful practices for uplifting the world is light channeling. Guruji's wisdom and guidance have worked wonders in our lives. We strive to absorb his teachings, allowing knowledge to empower and motivate us. We have come to realize that taking responsibility for our own lives is essential, and in turn, we shape the world around us. For many of us, the understanding of spirituality was once very different. We believed it required strict rules, disciplined practices, and rigid guidance. Words like spirituality, meditation, sadhana, rishis, and God seemed distant and beyond our reach. However, Guruji's simple yet profoundly powerful wisdom has transformed that perspective. His teachings break the bondages that hold us back, setting us free. What once seemed complex now feels accessible. Perhaps others have yet to choose this path, but we are fortunate to have done so. We have chosen the way of the rishis. What makes the meditators on this path so special? There are countless reasons. We know them. Even then, I found myself reflecting on this question once more just a week back. The answer that surfaced was simple yet profound. The meditators on this path are very special because they love Guruji. We love Guruji. That singular factor opens the doors to everything. Our attitude shapes the quality of our lives. When we allow negativity to take over, we diminish our own joy. Instead of appreciating what we have, we chase things beyond our reach, often finding countless reasons to be unhappy, choosing discontent over gratitude. In doing so, we miss out on life's beauty. Constant grumbling and complaining blind us to the simple joy of living. Guruji guided us towards a profound shift in perspective. He taught that while the people around us may not always be ideal, each person, pleasant or otherwise, offers a lesson. When someone hurts us, rather than reacting with anger, we should thank God. Through them, God is teaching us something, lifting us towards a higher understanding. Challenges come as teachers. How we approach them defines our growth. Fear, complaint, and blame never resolves a problem. Instead, we must seek understanding, embrace difficulties as companions, and let them reveal their hidden solutions. Once we grasp the lesson, the problems dissolves. Guruji urged us to consciously set aside ego and cultivate humility. Humility draws people towards us, forging deep connection with their hearts. It invites the divine into our lives. Forgiveness is both a mark of humility and a sign of our alignment with God. If we cannot forgive, we are disconnected from the wisdom of the rishis. Above all, we must recognize that each breath we take is a gift from God's grace. I end my talk saying, thank you, Guruji, for everything. Thank you.
Namaste. As we know, we have several sacred structures in both Taponagra and Antarmanasa. Each of our structure is unique, imbued with very special energies. Every structure has some significance. we can say all our structures are unique and special. One day, casually, I was reflecting on all our structures. Then thought came, for me, Guruji's hut is the most important structure. I feel Guruji's hut is a great monument. It is a symbol of strength, determination, and perseverance. It also inspires us not to give up when we have nothing. Whenever I feel low, I visit there sometime mentally. Mentally, I'll go there, connect to the hut, and whenever time permits, I go there physically. Sometime I go through doorways to light, where Guruji has mentioned about his struggle. Reading about his struggle in doorways to light helps me to come out from my low phase. Guruji's struggle helps me to pursue my struggle. As we know, Guruji has passed through a very difficult test to take up Rishi's work. Although Guruji was a very great Rishi, but at this level he was tested again. Guruji fought the level at all the level. Guruji fought the battle at all the level. He had an ocean of patience. When Guruji was living in a hut, he left with nothing except his dreams. Dream of cosmic tower, Kundalini tower, about Taponagra, and dream for all of us. He lost everything, including dignity of living. Despite all, he did not lose hope for better tomorrow. His unwavering faith in his Guru and Rishis helped him to create paradise out of nothing. As we know, Guruji's struggle started from Manavati. I quote an incident which Guruji has mentioned in Doorways to Light. This is when Maharishi Amra visits Guruji and saw a tablecloth that Guruji was using. There was a picture of Lord Krishna, which was it was showing the message from Gita. Amraji told Guruji, cloth has message for you also. First, this place is a battleground. Then you have to turn to God. He will guide you. As we know, if we read Doorways to Light, Manavati was a battleground for Guruji. Guruji could not devote much time to meditation. Guruji had to fight at several fronts. He had financial issues. There was battle of egos. Guruji told in such time we should sought help from higher beings. We should sought help from God Himself. We should try to reach God through our prayers and meditation. What a great message from Guruji. Why I am mentioning this point? Because these lines are applicable to all of us. We all are fighting our own battles. There are many fronts, and sometimes we feel weak and defeated. In such time, let us turn to God and Rishis and draw strength from them. When we are connected to God, all powers and strengths are with us because God has all the powers. I feel we have to internalize more. When we internalize more, then only we find solution to our external problems. Continuing to the same point, when we take up work, then we need much more strength. The work looks very easy, but it is not. It's sometimes it looks very complex. I always wonder why. Rishi's work should be very simple, because we do not understand there are a lot of processes involved, there are a lot of karmas involved. And when we work for a larger cause, we are expected to meet many more challenges. Sometimes we need much more strength to work. The only way, as I mentioned before, we have to seek help from Rishis and Guruji. Because God and Guruji has all strength and wisdom. Personally, I feel our life is much better. I am not judging one, but I feel most of our problems are self-made. I am very careful in choosing the word. Some of us definitely have very, very serious problem. My heart goes for them. But generally our problems are self-made. Let us find a solution to our problem and face them squarely by taking inspiration from Guruji's life. I am sure we will get enough courage to face the life. Next point. Guruji mentioned once, it is easy to get emotional and it's also easy to get devotional. What a beautiful statement. I remember, including me, many of our students used to get emotionally connected to him, and few of them used to a kind of worship to him. Guruji was very kind and he respected the emotions of all the people, but at the same time he used to remind us we have to go beyond devotion and emotion. Guruji used to say, when we take up meditation, we used to strive to go beyond the stage of worship. We have to go beyond the stage of devotion and we have to go beyond the stage of emotion. He also said it's easy to worship and it's not easy to meditate and experience. To progress spiritually, we have to meditate and experience. Guruji also told us, and he told he will keep reminding us not to worship him, but to experience him, experience the Guru in him. He also told us, do not get stuck with me. We have to go beyond human gurus. I think this such thing only a very, very great rishis only can say. He used to say we have to go beyond human guru and reach the real Guru who is God himself. We have to go beyond all his forms, all God's form. We have to go beyond all. What a great our Guruji was. What a profound statements he has made. Coming to next point. Guruji has spoken often about balancing the life. He also draws, many of his lectures says, draw the line of contentment. He also used to mention sometime, we have to discreetly and humbly reject and put aside the gifts from universe. Gifts like more abundance, more psychic experience, more of pleasures, more of human relation, more of likes, we have to keep aside. Guruji says, optimum gifts are always welcome. Guruji says even we should not reject everything. That is also not right. Some people reject everything and suffer. That is also not spiritual. But we have to draw a line of contentment. We have to reject the excess gift discreetly and humbly. This is the first step. The next step is to seek higher gifts, gifts of higher level. Guruji says universe is waiting us to bless us with higher gifts. Although universe tempts, tests and tease in the beginning with lower gifts. Once you reject that, you will be offered higher gifts. When we do such things, then only Guruji says we experience samadhi, we get contact with rishis and we know more about light. Guruji says gifts of higher orders are wonderful and divine. Guruji says that even higher gifts also discreetly and humbly we have to reject some. This is a very new point. I have also read several times, but this point was so new to him. Even higher gifts we have to discreetly and humbly reject some. Guruji says we have to keep doing until we become light. I think this is the point we have to contemplate. It's a point for me to contemplate also. Coming to the last point, we all are gathered here to celebrate Guruji's birthday program. There are different ways of offering our love to our Guruji. Many of us offer energies. Some of us recommit to the work. Some of us joining his dream. Some take sankalpa to transform. I feel all are profound gifts to offer. What I feel, let us add more divine love to our offering. I feel divine love is the need of the hour. It is easy to bring love for Guruji, but difficult to bring love for everyone. Let us not have strong likes and dislikes. Let us bring divine love for everyone. I feel this would be the greatest gift to our masters. I know what I have spoken just now. It is not a new point. We all know this. There is no doubt we carry love for Guruji. We love each other. That's the reason we are here, we have gathered here. But I feel love what we are carrying is not enough. If we would have carried enough love, by this time we would have reached our spiritual goal. Our conflict within and outside world would have been over by now. Our strained relation, at least from our side, would have been turned into beautiful relation. I feel our places need more love. This world needs more love. We all need more love. Today onwards, let us try to bring out more love. Here I close. Thank you very much.
I'll keep like this. Little up. Yeah. Some more. Thank you. Namaste. Before I met Guruji, I did not know that life could be lived in the most beautiful way by celebrating life. Had I not met him, I feel I wouldn't have lived this life. I would have in fact missed a lot, and I would have thought I did the right thing, I would have thought. That was the kind of awareness I had before I met him. And I would have been naturally, I would have been unhappy, unsatisfied, deep within a kind of resentment would have grown about life, about missing so many beautiful aspects of God's beautiful creation. Thank God all this did not happen because I met him. I met him, thank God. I became aware of the most beautiful way to live this life in a balanced way. I could enjoy reading, I could enjoy watching movies, listening to music, and even watching sports. I could enjoy driving, I could enjoy company with nature, and I also learned to practice honesty, humility, and gratitude. And the most important thing, of course, is that I learned meditations and the practice of Shambhala principles, which are so important now, so important. He of course explained that spirituality is not just meditating. It is about practicing the values in life. It is about manifesting love. It is about celebrating life. He explained that. But meditations help. Meditations help us become spiritual. That is why meditations are so important. But meditations alone are not enough. Just because we meditate, we do not become spiritual. Such beautiful things he taught us. Whoever met him, he or she would feel a kind of, what do you say, strange closeness with him. Strange closeness with him. It could be the uneducated villagers or highly qualified professionals. Everybody felt equally close to him. I was wondering, I was thinking about it, reflecting, like people mentioned, reflecting on this point. What was it in him that made all of us feel so close to him? Was it because we were associated with him from the past lives? Or was it because he was, he was the representation of, representative of God? He was manifesting God in his life. We are all part of God. We know that we are all part of God, and we are we are the most close to him, closest to him. We are closest to him. And because Guruji was the personification at this level, we felt so close to him. Whether we had met him in earlier times or not, earlier lives or not, we naturally felt very close to him. The New Age spiritual movement that was initiated by Maharshi Amara, it was strengthened by Guruji. When I say Guruji, I mean Guruji Krishnananda. I say this because there may be people who are watching us for the first time. This session is open to everybody, and there may be people who may not know the background of this path. For them, I say, whenever we say Guruji, we are referring to our Guruji Krishnananda. So he strengthened this movement. It was a very important work. Otherwise, this great movement which was initiated, it could have lost momentum. So Guruji also spread it further and gave it a a direction. He established a system with very well defined processes, so that the movement could continue. Movement could continue even after his leaving the body. Now we just have to follow the well defined processes. Masters are visionaries. They know, Guruji knew what was required for the movement, for this system to continue at this human level. At the higher astral level, the rishis do it. They continue the movement, let us say. But it has to happen at the human level also. It's very important. Then only the process gets completed. The human level is very, very important. Very important. Otherwise, why would the masters come down to this human level, take birth and come down to this human level to do the work? They could have done everything from the astral level itself. And imagine that at the human level, we are a part of this work. We are a part of this work of spreading this movement, this new age spiritual movement. What a great blessing it is. It may be a small part that we are playing, small role that we are playing, but it's a great blessing. It's a great opportunity. We are aware that this world is moving towards the new age. It is a destiny. We know this now. Maharishi Amara was the first person to talk about the new age, the Satya Yuga. He was the first person. Now many people talk about it. Many people in the world now believe that we are really moving towards the new age, Satya Yuga. So that is the destiny. That is the destiny, the new age. But even this destiny has to be created, has to be actualized. Nothing happens on its own. The rishis work for the upliftment of the human being, the spiritual upliftment of human beings. It is quite strange if you think of it. It's like a paradox. There is a destiny, but people have to work to actualize it. It's like a paradox. The spiritual world is full of such paradoxes, such contradictions, where two opposing points, both are right at the same time. Like I said earlier, meditations are important, but meditations alone do not define our spiritual growth. Anyway, this is the time when people reject darkness. This is the time when people reject darkness and people accept the influence of light. Light or God, they are the same. People can do it quickly. In a movement, people can do it, or people can take a lot of time. Ultimately, everybody does. That's when the new age gets established. That is our wish, actually. That is our wish and our dream, that everybody accepts the new age now, right at this moment. And that is our work also. To cause a shift in human consciousness or human awareness within first, and then let it spread outside also. Guruji created this opportunity for us, and of course this opportunity is extended to others also. For that, people have to become aware that such an opportunity exists. Like I mentioned earlier, it happens at two levels. At the astral level, rishis do it, and at the human level. At the human level, it is done by the human channels of the rishis. We are doing it at the human level here by spreading the knowledge, spreading the knowledge through our books, through these classes, through these meditation classes, where we pass on knowledge, and of course energy is passed on by the rishis. Of course, everything comes from them, from the rishis only. Great spiritual knowledge about great spiritual truths is passed on in these classes. We are spreading the knowledge and energies through the books, through our newsletter, through social media, and also by teaching light channeling in the schools. We are doing it by channeling light, and we are doing it by our living, our positive living. There are so many ways to spread this awareness, spread this movement. Of course, we are not the only people doing it. There are several people who are involved in this work. Establishing the new age within us, that is the most important or urgent requirement, let us say, at this point. And Guruji, through his living, he taught us how to do it. He was, we have to use such words, personification of the new age. That is why in his presence, we could experience the peace. We could experience the unconditional divine love. When we were with him, we would be in a state where probably the people in the future, people in the new age would be. I say this based on my personal experience, because when we were with him, we would forget everything, all our worries we would forget. A person told me who was struggling with self-confidence issues, and I can relate to that. Very much. Told me that in his presence, we would feel comfortable and confident. It is true. It is so true. Once I told Guruji that in your room, sometimes we would listen to music in his room, and I told him, in your room, even the music sounds so beautiful, so beautiful. You may think I am exaggerating, but it is a fact. I have experienced that. The vibrations of peace and happiness emanating from him would engulf the surroundings and even the gadgets, and even the gadgets would reciprocate. So I have experienced this, and one may say, is it really possible? I have seen it. I have experienced it. It happened. It cannot be explained technically. I know it cannot be explained technically. Incidentally, in the recent doorways that we are going to publish, will be released in a few days. We have published his reflections, where he talks about talking to a pen. I was thinking about it. Can we become like him? Of course, he's our role model, and that's what we are all aspire to do, to become like him. He told us that we all carry the same potential. How assuring this is when it comes from him. We all carry the same potential. And he said, sadhana does not end with experiencing God. In fact, sadhana begins with the experience of God. Sadhana ends when we become God. When we become God, then probably same thing can happen. We will be vibrating peace and love all the time, and even the surroundings will reciprocate. What a great potential we carry, and He made us aware of such potential we have. Another point I was thinking about, reflecting about the qualities of Guruji, his ability to uh, to identify the best. I always in a kind of awe of his such an ability. I was thinking, when a soul lives a life of purity and perfection and lives in complete alignment with God, he automatically becomes sensitive to creative expressions. Music, for example, music, or art, or literature, any creative expression. The soul becomes sensitive to the best. I remember having read somewhere in my younger days that a Paramhansa, they say Paramhans has it has the ability to separate milk from water. When milk and water are mixed together, a Paramhans has a ability to separate milk from water. Masters like Guruji, they have such ability, natural ability I should say, to separate the best from the ordinary. In this world there are so many things, but they will pick up the best and relate to that. It is probably due to the vibrations. People with similar vibrations attract each other. They align somehow. Similar vibrations, somehow we align. Finer or best creative expressions also have higher vibrations. That is why maybe the masters align with them so properly, so quickly, and identify them. I remember whenever Guruji visited other houses or other places, he would notice good things and he would ignore the things which were not very proper. This he would do even with people. He would relate to the best in people and ignore the imperfect parts in them. He told us that one of the Shambhala principles, it is the practice of one of the Shambhala principles, where he says we should not disturb the balance of a place or the balance of inner world in a person. Everything has a balance. Every place has a balance. The way it is, it may be messy or it may be very neat. The place has a balance. That balance should not be disturbed. If we pass a comment or hurt somebody by passing a comment about such things, we will be disturbing the balance of the place. It applies to even human beings. Internally, we have a balance. Whichever way, there may be turmoil here, but there is a balance, and we shouldn't disturb the balance. Such beautiful things he taught us. Whenever a question was asked to him, he would get the most authentic answer from the rishis. A person said that whatever he said, we just believed it. Whatever he said, we just believed it. I was thinking about this point. It is true. It was not a blind belief. I feel we all have a very natural ability to sense the truth, to recognize the truth. The truth has vibrations. The truth has its own vibrations. And the soul has a natural ability uh, to recognize the vibrations. That's why whatever he said, it was truth, of course. Whatever he said, it was truth, and its vibrations, they resonated with our soul. And then no logical explanation was required. We just believed it. It was not a blind faith, is what I'm trying to say. We believed it because we knew it was truth. He had very great powers, but he never demonstrated these powers. He lived like anybody else, living in a normal way, like a normal human being would live. The purpose was not to demonstrate the powers, but the purpose was to make us aware of the powers we too have within us. That was the purpose. I was saying that he lived like a normal human beings, and yet, of course, he brought down great knowledge, great spiritual truths, and shared with us. He was very particular about taking medicines on time. I have seen this because once I was with him in a flight, and in the flight he took a packet from his pocket. It was a neatly folded white cover, and there was medicine inside it, and there was a time mentioned. And at that particular time, he took the medicine. He wanted to make us aware that we too have to be responsible towards our own health. It should not be taken lightly. Or we shouldn't think that because we are meditating, we don't need medicines. We shouldn't think like that. Another contradiction here, paradox here. Meditations and efforts in positivizing ourselves, they improve our health. It is a fact. It is a fact. But in spite of our regular meditations and efforts in positivizing, if we fall sick for whatever reason, we cannot understand everything, then that has to be attended at both the levels. At the human level by taking medicines, and at the spiritual level by making spiritual efforts, by meditating, by practicing self-healing, etc. Of course, in his case, he took upon some of our karmas, and he had to undergo their effects. It's so difficult to understand masters. They have all the powers of God with them, and they have such amazing energies with them, and they can just, in a fraction of a second, they can just vanish all the karmas they may acquire from others, let us say. But I don't know why they choose to go through the effects of the karmas. Maybe there is a law, I don't know about it. Why? It happened with Maharshi Amra, and it happened with Guruji also. Anyway, his life, his teachings, his thoughts on so many different aspects of living, so many different points. His energies, all these will continue to guide us, people of this generation and people of many future generations. I would like to stop here. Before we offer our love and respects to Guruji, I'm very happy to announce a few things. We are very happy to release translation of 3 books. Translation of 3 books. The first one is the translation of Practicing Shambhala Principles in Hindi. Hindi. It is done by our Vaishali Joshi. Hindi. We are bringing out the printed version and also the e-book. Both we are bringing out today. Then the next one is the Telugu translation of Descent of Soul. Descent of Soul. We are bringing out the e-book. Later on, we will bring out the printed version also. It is done by our student, Mr. C. Vishwanath. And another book. It's the Tamil translation of the book Living in Light. It is done by our Maitreyi Shashank. All these people, they, because of their love for Guruji, they and of course this desire that this knowledge should be available to people who cannot understand English. With that love and desire, they have done this work, and I really congratulate them, and I admire their sincere efforts. And quickly, I have to tell you that whenever such a thing is brought out, such a book is brought out, there is a huge, there are many people involved in the work. It's not just one person, of course, has to do the translation, but there are others who are involved in editing, in putting it together, going to the printers, proofreading. There are so many things, and we do not mention their names, but sometimes volunteers come and tell me, please do not mention my name. That is how this great work of the rishis, it continues. It continues. There is no self-glorification here. It is not required. And although we do not mention the names, God knows, the rishis know. And I am not talking of only this team involved in bringing out books, but there are so many things, so many different types of works that have to be attended to carry forward this work of the rishis. So many things. We never mention their names, but I personally think about each one of them, and I congratulate them. And I want to say this, that my heart is filled with gratitude for their selfless contribution. Yes, now is the time for practice. And what we'll do, the first thing we will do is we will offer our love and respects to Guruji. This is, what do you say, a new way of worshipping Guruji taught us. After that, we will channel light. While we are channeling light, at the time of channeling light, this new group of light channel volunteers which is being formed today, and the healers group, both these groups will be initiated. Yeah. Now let us worship. First, I will explain the method for worshipping and the way of expressing our love and affection. And we'll spend maybe 5 or 7 minutes, and then I will come back again, and then I will guide you in a light channeling. So, what we have to do to worship, we have to think of the form of Guruji. Think of a form of Guruji in front of you, and of course we offer our love and respect, and then we worship with energies. For that, what we have to do, we have to mentally bring our hands, stretch our hands mentally, and imagine that in both our hands there is a ball of light, which is golden light. Then pray to God to pass on the best of the energies, and then imagine that this ball of light is becoming brighter and brighter, this is how we gather energies. Then offer these energies to him, to Guruji. Then try talking to him, interact with him. Spend a few minutes like that, maybe 5 or 7 minutes. Then I will come back and I will guide you in light channeling. Yes. Then we connect with this light, pray to the light to come down, to descend, and through us spread to the entire world. Then imagine a beam of light coming from this ocean of light, entering you through the head. It enters and fills up our system completely. Imagine that your body, your mind, your intellect, every bit of you, every and your entire being is filled with this light. Experience the light for some time, for a few minutes, and then slowly spread it. Slowly spread it. Let us fill up the whole world with light. This practice let us do till 12:30. I'll tell you at 12:30. Thank you. It's enough. We will close this with silence for a minute. Thank you. I thank each one of you for joining. And our next light churning session, this guided light churning session of third Sunday, will be on 15th of June. People who have given their names for light churning work and healing work, they may stay back. We will have a meeting now in some time at 12:45. We will have a meeting. Others, you may slowly go out and you may please have your prasada first in the dining hall. Thank you.